Morning everybody. No, it's not working. Okay, my iPad is not working. Morning everybody, or afternoon should I say. We're just at the afternoon. Welcome to Coffee and Cards, virtual coffee and card today. For those of you that follow me, you would have seen on Saturday I put up a little voting option to see if you would rather me use the Sailing Home set or the Geared Up Garage set, and you've opted for the Sailing Home. Well, Sailing Home got the most votes, so this is what I'm going to be using today. I've chosen the Sailing Home stamp set, which features in the current annual catalogue, which finishes in June, and it comes with the smooth sailing dies as a bundle, which is available while stocks last. The reason it's only available while stock lasts as a bundle is because if it carries over into the new catalogue in June, you can only purchase them separately. So right now you can purchase them together as a bundle, the stamps and the dies, and save 10%. So quick say hello to people that are joining. Hi Kayla, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you're well. This is the card we're going to be making today. I've gone for a pretty peacock background, which is one of the 2019 to 21 in colours. Very, very popular. And I've chosen a little bit of Stampin' and then a bit of a technique to show you how to do this lovely ink blending here. It's going to be really basic ink blending because I don't really do messy crafting, but it's good to push yourself outside your comfort zone. Thank you, Kayla, that's really kind. Hi to Baz, hi to Denise. Let's get cracking. I have my cup of tea. I said it's coffee and card, but I'm a tea girl, so quick slurp of tea and we'll get going. Right, so first of all, let's cut our card base. I'm going to move my tea over here because you can guarantee I will spill it. Right, so we're going to use our trimmer and I've already cut the card base. So the card base is half a piece of A4, and lift my trimmer. We're going to just score that at 14.9 centimetres. Hi Linz, lovely to see you join in. Hope you're okay. So we've scored that at 14.9 centimetres and folded it in half to get our card base. And then the piece of white that we need for our top is 10 centimetres. So we'll cut that all the way down. Pop that bit out of the way, and then we will take it down by half a centimetre. So the length of our card base is 14.9, so we'll take this down to 14.4. So we want one piece for the outside and we want one piece for the inside. Okay, you remembered, Mum, well done, I'm very proud. My mum's just joined. Okay, so we have our two pieces, and what we're going to do is we're going to create this strip first. You can see it's blended, but it's actually stamped onto that card. So we need, these are my post-it notes, which I decorated some time ago. We're going to need 4 of these. Okay, so these are just regular post-its. Baz, you've put me on the TV and I've got subtitles too. Oh my goodness. You are funny. So we're just going to marry these up here, and this is how we're going to mask off this edge. Okay, and then I've got 2 more, 1, 2, and this is going to go just here. These post-it notes are a great way of doing this because it sticks your card to your desk, and actually they're super easy to pull off. So that's what we're doing. Just moving some bits out the way. Let's bring the card back in. So now I've chosen the colours I've gone for today. I'm going to start with some balmy blue, some mint macaron, some soft sea foam, and I've got pool party as well. So let's just pull these out of here. So let's start with some balmy blue, which is this one. And what I'm using here is the Sponge Daubers. I'm never quite right. Never quite sure of the right way to say it. And this is pool party. So I'm just going to add on my ink to my sponge dauber, and then just tap off some excess on my grid paper, and then you're just building up that colour. And the way, while this is drying, it looks like it's quite messy. And my Pool Party ink pad needs re-inking. So all you do is you just keep going over until you're happy with what you have. So that is our Pool Party one done. Oh no, Balmy should have been, I'm getting myself into a muddle. That should have been Balmy Blue, but it's actually Pool Party. Whoops. Right. How do I label my daubers in this case? Right, okay. So a very good friend of mine bought me this lovely case of sponge daubers that look like this. You can purchase it from Amazon, and I love it. So inside I have used, I think this is the half an inch, no, it's the 1/4 of an inch circle, and I've just stamped out, punched out a piece of cardstock from each colour and added in the name, and then they are all in the case where they need to be. Okay, so that is how organised I can sometimes be. Right, so now let's go in with some Balmy Blue. And all I'm doing is I'm going over that line, that edge of the Pool Party, and I'm not pushing down very hard, I'm being quite light. I'm just moving the ink along the card until I am happy with it. If you use glycerin, you get a real smooth blending, but I don't have any of that. You have labels on your daubers. That's what I did before, Kayla. I had labels on them and I found they would fall off. I would get into a real muddle. And a friend of mine knew how much of a muddle I used to get in, so she bought me that as a lovely gift. And it's very well loved. So mint macaron, my favourite colour in the whole of the Stampin' Up collection. Now this should look a bit different because I should have started with Balmy Blue. So this should be blended onto Pool Party, but it's not. You're not going to see much. Okay, so there's our mint macaron, and I'm going to finish with soft sea foam. Just got lunch ready here now. Oh, lovely to have you, Maz. Thank you for joining us. I hope you've got something yummy for your lunch. Darren is inside at the moment feeding my beasts. They're the children, and I think they are having sandwiches. I made soup for me and Darren, and they've turned their nose up at that. But hopefully Emily, my youngest, will eat her lunch and not wear it today. Okay. So there we have our little blended strip. I'm just going to pop these back before I put them in the wrong gaps. So now all we do is we carefully, and this is my favourite part, is peel off, look at that beautiful line, peel off our post-it notes. Look at that lovely line, I love it, makes me very happy. And then here, da, 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 da. Ta-da! So there we have our lovely blended strip. You can see slightly where the join is, but we're going to cover that, so it doesn't matter. And then you'll see on my original card we've just got a bit of speckling. So the way I do my speckling, I've got a Stampin' Right marker and I've got it in Night of Navy, and I'm going to use this end, so the felt tip end, and all I'm going to do is use the lid, and I'm going to just move, that's it, just flick the tip of the pen all over the card, like so. So just lift it up. It's a little bit tacky, so I'll just lift it up and show you. So you get a really nice splattering, and it's not that messy either. See? don't do messy crafting. So there we have our background, which I'm going to pop to one side while we build the rest of our card. So I'm going to use the lighthouse, which is in here like so. I haven't cleaned these stamps. Naughty, naughty. I'm just grabbing some blocks. Okay, so we're just going to pop this on our acrylic block, and I'm using Night of Navy to stamp that in. Hi to everyone who's joining us. Thank you so much for popping on. So I'm inking up our lighthouse in Night of Navy, and I'm just stamping that onto some Whisper White. So there we have our lovely lighthouse. Pop that over there. And there are dies that come with this, which we all absolutely love. So this is a little tip that I do whenever I get a set of dies. I'm really naughty at not being able to put them back in the box, put them back in properly, or get them all to stick on the piece. So all I do is when I receive them is I draw around them so that you know exactly where they're meant to go, and then you can see that you've got them all. So I'm using the lighthouse die, and while I'm here I'm going to use this one as well, which is the label, and then they just slot back in, and then you can see that they're all there. So the next time you get a set of dies, give it a whirl. Right, so I'm just wheeling my Big Shot over, got it on a trolley. Bonjour from sunny and windy Belgium. Bonjour from sunny and windy Kent. It's very windy here today. So all we're going to do is line this die up, and I've got a little bit of washi tape on the edge. The reason I use washi tape is it just holds them in place. I find it really frustrating when you've stamped something, you die cut it out and the die moves. So this is my little way of hopefully getting it not to move. So I'm just wheeling that through the Big Shot. I've got the Big Shot on a trolley next to me. I won't pop it into camera because it does make the screen shake. So there we are. You can see that that's cut that out really nicely. And then there we have our lighthouse. So it cuts out just the bottom, cuts out all around the bottom, and then we can stick this on to our card like so, but I won't do that just yet. I'm just going to place everything down, and then the banner. So this is a scrap of soft sea foam card. It is your tip about drawing around the Baz. I love it. I've stolen it and I'm using it and I love it. So I'm just going to cut out a piece of soft sea foam with the banner die. I'm not sticking it down because I've not stamped or anything, so if it slips it really doesn't matter. Just taking a post-it. For some reason let's not cut that out very well. And let's just, this is my spare Big Shot. The one I normally use is in the house. That's better. Okay. So I'm done with the Big Shot now. Wheel it back out the way. So this little banner, it actually leaves a bit of a stitch in there as well. Can you see that? That's better. So it's a really sweet little banner, and so we're done with that and we're done with that. I'm going to use the 1 3/8 circle punch to punch a circle out of white. The idea being, so when I made this card, I originally had that under there and the sentiment, and I just didn't like it. So what I did is I just used this circle to just add in something a bit different. So there we have that, and I can stick that on. I need to take that's been left open. That's better. Right. There we go. So Tombow, I'm going to just pop that on there like so, and then we can start to build. Oh, dearie me, I have got dropsy today. This is why I moved my cup of tea out of the way. Right, let's go for this then. So what I'm actually going to do, tie this round twice. I actually don't want to see the edges of that. I'm just bringing back in my washi tape. Washi tape is really handy. It's not something you use. I actually use it quite a bit. So I'm just going to tie that round like so, and I don't really want to see the ends. So this is why I'm just using a bit of washi tape. Oh, all fingers and thumbs today. To just secure that on the back of the card. Okay, and then we'll just line that where we want it to be. So now we've tied that round our piece of white, we can stick that onto our card front like so. I really like that line, I'm quite impressed with it. It looked lovely in all different colours as well. Perhaps I should do more ink blending. I'm always quite pleased with it when it comes out. Right, so we have that like so, and then we can bring our lighthouse in, and I need some dimensionals which are on my desk behind me. Okay, so I've got some mini ones here. So just put a few of these on, just putting them on the bottom. Oops. And a few at the top. The reason I'm not putting them in the middle is because I want to slide that banner in behind it. Okay. Yes, we'll just pop that on there like so. So that looks quite sweet on there. So let's just catch up with the comments. Becca, you like the blending effect. Bev, you love the subtles. Mint macaron is macaroni. Pardon? Okay, right, so now we can go in and we can slide our banner in. Now I've actually put this a bit further over than I have on this card, so it means that the banner is just going to overlap over here, but that's fine. I'm fine with that. So then we can slide our banner in up there. So all I'm doing is I want to still see that circle, so I'm just moving it out like so. There we are. Now we can go in and we can stamp our sentiment. So the sentiment I've used comes from Perennial Birthday. Because it's more of a male card, I wanted a very plain happy birthday. Quite a lot of the happy birthdays that are in other sets are very swirly, and I didn't really want that look. So I've used the happy birthday from this stamp set. Where's my block? Here is my block. And I'm using Night of Navy again. And then, so what I've done is and this is where it gets a little bit messy, I've inked up my stamp, but because I want to cut it down into two little tiles, there actually isn't that much of a distance between the happy and the birthday. So this is where washi tape comes in handy again. So I'm taking a long piece of washi tape. So I've inked this up, and now I'm going to place this across the birthday. Okay, so then what happens is when I stamp, it only gives me the happy. Okay, so then now we repeat that, is we ink up our stamp. We want a new piece of washi tape because there might be some ink left on that. Ooh. Washi tape is stuck to me, and this is a really clever technique. So we're going to lay that over our happy, and then I need a new piece of white because there's not enough room. So then we can stamp the birthday. There we are. So there we have our stamped sentiment, and this works on any of the stamps. It works really well with doing two-tone sentiments. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my label punch, this one here, which is really handy, And I'm going to, like so, pop that out. And then again with the happy, it doesn't matter that that's hanging over the edge. What we just want is we want a nice equal amount of white at the top and the bottom. Okay, so now we have that, we can trim these edges off. So we have happy, and then we have birthday. And then all I'm going to do with my Stampin' Right marker again is just go around the edge really carefully to create this little tile. This is a really handy technique when you have a sentiment that maybe has words in it that you don't want to use, or you want to choose a different colour. So there we have happy birthday. So that stamp originally looked like that and it now looks like that. So all we're going to do is we're going to lay this on our card. I'm going to stick this down with some mini Stampin' dimensionals. So let's stick happy on first. Happy, and then birthday. So we have happy birthday, and then a few little things to finish. So I have some linen thread here. Apologies for the state of it, it was attacked by the sausage dog. Nothing is safe in this house or this room. I really need to detangle this. Perhaps I'll give it to the children as a task for the day. If they can detangle it, they get ice cream. What do you reckon? Would that make me a really mean mummy? So then now with this, and I perhaps should have done this earlier, I'm feeding this under this white. So this is why I didn't want the white ends showing. It's because I want to tie a little bow, and it's just adding more colour, more texture, and I really like these little details on cards. And then we're going to tighten a bow. My linen thread, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I accidentally dropped the white on the floor yesterday, and I quickly thought, no, get it before Dave gets it. I think he'd be quite happy with just a roll of linen thread for his birthday, which is next at the end of the week. He'd quite enjoy destroying it. Okay. So there we have a little bow. I'm just going to trim those edges off. And then to finish the front, I just want a couple of gems, which I'm using the rhinestone, the holiday rhinestones, and these I believe are in a pool party. So I'm just going to add a few of these to the card. Very random. Like so. So there we have our finished card front. And then inside, all I'm going to do inside is we have our original piece of Whisper White. And I'm going to carry on that line that we've used around our banner. Drawing a very rough outline. And then inside, shall we stamp a little boat? Let's do it. So we'll use the big boat. Just to finish off, we'll stamp the boat. Where's the Night of Navy? If I knew where the Night of Navy ink pad is, I would stamp the boat. staring at me? Okay, I'm having a moment. Where's the Night of Navy ink pad? Here it is. It's under the dimensionals, silly me. So I'll just turn that back round and we will stamp a lovely little boat like so. I love these stamps. The detail on them are just beautiful. So what you could do if you wanted to, and if you had the time, or if I had the time, I could repeat that line somewhere inside, maybe a smaller one, just to tie that real nice ink blending inside. And I do love all those nice little details. Okay. So there we have our finished card. So this is the card we made today. We've got some really nice ink blending that I've used a masking technique for. You can go back and watch from the beginning. I've chosen 4 colours. We've just blended them together and we've masked off that edge with a post-it note. You've got some ink splattering with one of the Stampin' Right markers there. The lighthouse has been stamped and die cut. This sentiment here is actually a double one, and because the gap isn't very big between the words, I've actually used the masking technique again on the sentiment so that we just stamp the letters of the words individually. We've made them into little tiles and then we finished off with a few gems and a bit of linen thread. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in. I really enjoyed spending some time with you. Everything that I've used today, I'll add that to my blog and that'll be up in an hour or so. If you wanted any more information, please do feel free to get in touch. As I said at the beginning of this session, these 2 items, the Sailing Home stamp set and the Smooth Sailing dies, are currently available to purchase as a bundle. They're available as a bundle until the end of May. If they go over into the new catalogue, the new annual catalogue, then you'll be able to purchase them separately. When you buy them as a bundle, you save 10%. So if you did want to place that order, you can do that in my online store. Please make sure to use the Hostess code and I will send you a little gift. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate you popping on and saying hi. It's lovely to see some people joining from Australia. I think that's amazing. The wonders of modern technology. I'm off to finish my cup of tea, enjoy my soup and make some Rice Krispie cakes this afternoon with the children. Take care, stay safe and look after each other. Bye bye.